Welcome back to 90s Slumber Party, friends, and welcome to our first segment in what I'm going to call the Kids Corner. In the Kids Corner, we are going to read storybooks that your grown-ups might remember, all from the 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s. Maybe you heard it while you were listening Crisscross Applesauce on the kindergarten rug, or maybe it was a bedtime story. We're going to do seasonal books, school time books, all the books that were put out, popular, famous in the 80s and 90s. And afterwards, we're going to always do some sort of craft activity related to the book that we read. So stay tuned for some fall and Halloween books coming up soon, but we are going to start with the classic Officer Buckle and Gloria. Do you remember this? This was one of my favorites. I remember hearing it around Dare Week when we did DARE, if you remember that, in public school, around probably kindergarten or first grade. So this book was written by Peggy Rathman, and it came out in 1995. So this is a classic. I was 6 years old when this came out, which means I was probably in kindergarten when I heard it. I'm going to also include images from the book so you can read along with me and see all the illustrations. Ready? Let's get started with our first Kids Corner. Officer Buckle and Gloria. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77. Never stand on a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Napville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. Then one day, Napville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. Children's eyes popped. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He'd never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Napville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in a state college auditorium. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. The next day, the principal of Napville School telephoned the police station. Good morning, Officer Buckle, time for our safety speech. Officer Buckle frowned. I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway. Oh, said Mrs. Topple. Well, how about Gloria? Could she come? Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Natville School had its biggest accident ever. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend, Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. Did you enjoy Officer Buckle and Gloria? I did. And if you're ready, let's get started on a craft. There's scissors, a black marker, and a pen or pencil, some star stickers if you have them, which you can get from Walmart or the Dollar Tree, or whatever stickers you feel like, some blue construction paper, yellow construction paper that you've had a grown-up draw a star, or if you can draw a star, you can do it yourself, and a badge template, unless you're a handy drawer, and I've put the template link for this in the description box of the video so that you can easily find this, download it, and print it out. Okay, so to make your own police badge, just like Officer Buckle's, you're going to cut out your template and then trace it onto your blue construction paper. If you don't have any blue construction paper, you can also just color this blue with some crayons if you like. Do you want a police badge? So if you're using construction paper, once you've got that all traced out, go ahead and cut out your badge shape or start coloring your template. And then also, once you're grown up or you have drawn a star, go ahead and cut that out too, out of yellow paper. Silly me, I forgot to mention, you also are going to need a glue stick. Now that your pattern's cut out, go ahead and you're going to glue your star right to the center of your badge, just like a police officer.
Right here.
Stick some glue down on the back. So now you need to write on your badge. On the top, you're going to write police. P-O-L-I-C-E. This is what you're using your black marker for. And then on the bottom, you're going to write your officer name. Officer Lorelei, or whatever your name is. O F F I. So Lorelei wanted to do hers with police officer on top and just her name on the bottom. Now the last thing you need to do to finish off your police badge is find some gold stars.
There's these ones that count gold, and these ones.
And you're gonna decorate your badge with some gold stars.
Like all over?
All over, or just in the other star, or around the border, or whatever you think looks like the perfect police badge.
I think my perfect police. I think it's done to me.
Oh, you don't want to add stars?
Yeah, because a real one doesn't have stars except for this one.
Okay, so Lorelei says hers is done, and she doesn't want to add any stars, but if you want to, you can add them all around just wherever you like.
Because a real police badge only has this one.
I guess so. All right, you're just as cool as Officer Buckle now. So thanks for joining us again at 90s Slumber Party, and I hope you enjoyed our first video for the Kids Corner, and that you made a super cool police badge. So remember your safety tips, and never stand on a swivel chair, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, never, 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 never.